Hi, welcome to another Witch Doctors How To. Today we're going to talk about front brakes. We're going to show you how to change the front brake pads on a Victory motorcycle. Now the bike we're doing it on is a highball, but most of the models are all the same from basically 08 and up. This would be this type of system. We carry three different brakes. We carry the EBC brakes, we carry the Lindell Golds, and we carry the Lindell Reds. So we carry whatever one you want. We'll show you how to put them on your bike. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is this pin right here. You're going to want to unscrew that pin, and it's a 5mm Allen. Now on this video it's kind of hard to show you how you do everything, so we'll show you another way you can do this as well, and you might be able to see it a little bit better. So we'll actually show you two ways. That pin is going to come out, but it'll only come out so far, so you got to keep unscrewing, it won't come out. So you got to kind of pull on it. Now, the one thing you want to be careful is this metal clip right here, this copper looking clip, can come shooting out of there because it's spring loaded like. So you want to pull that bolt out of there and just kind of be careful you hold this clip. And the one thing you want to do is before you take it out of there, look at how it's mounted inside here because it just sits in there. And again, it's kind of hard to see, but up in the top here, it just sits up in there. And then the bottom, it just sits. So you want to make sure which way it goes, because if you drop it, you don't know if it goes this way, whatever. So you want to make sure you watch what you're doing there. Now the brake pads are right in here. You're just going to want to pull them out. You can kind of reach with your finger, and then I use a screwdriver or something to pull it out. There's the one pad, and the other one's on the back side. Okay? Now, what you're going to want to do, your pistons in here are pushed in, okay? It's like the brakes on, because what happens is as this pad wears down, the pistons take up that space. So what you want to do, before you take that out, okay, I take a screwdriver, leave your pad in there, and put your screwdriver between your pad and your rotor in there. And you just want to kind of twist it a little bit. Not real hard, you don't want to screw your rotor up, just a little bit of pressure. When you do that, that will push the pistons back apart so that you can slide your new pads in. If you don't do this step, you're not going to get your new pads in. So you want to kind of do it on the top and on the bottom because you have two pistons in there and you want to make sure you get them both back. Once you do that, your pad should come in and out, real easy because you have a lot of space in there now. So once that's in, if you go to put your new pads in and you can't get them to go in, that's because you didn't push the pistons in far enough. So all you're going to do is you're going to put a pad in, your replacement pads. You're going to put them in. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you line them up so that this bolt, okay, can go through both pads. If one pad's too far forward or too far back, it's not going to line up, okay? So you just want to do that. Take your clip. Remember how it went on there. Now, the one thing, and I was just going to show you, see how that pad fell down in there? You got to be careful. So you got to maybe put a finger behind. If you reach in through here, if you reach in through the hole right here, you can feel the brake pad, and you can actually put your finger on it and hold it from moving. So when you do that, you're just going to put your clip back in. And again, like I say, it's springy, okay? So it's going to kind of move on you. You want to make sure you put your bolt through, make sure it goes through the first pad, make sure it goes on the right side of that clip, and then your other pad, make sure you line that up. Okay? So it's a little bit tough because it's, it's kind of spring loaded there, and you'll see it'll pop right in once you get it. Once you do that, you're just going to tighten this bolt back up. Okay, you're going to find in your service manual, or you can call your dealer and get the right torque for that. You're going to tighten that back up to the right torque, and you're all done. That's basically how you do the front brake job. The one thing that you want to do now is, since you've got those pistons and those brake pads are spread apart, okay, everything's like this right now. When you go to first take off, you're not going to have any brakes. You're going to squeeze your lever and you're going to panic because there's no brakes. What you want to do at this point is start squeezing your brake lever until you feel it get hard again. That's going to, every time you squeeze it, it's going to bring those pistons closer and closer and closer, and then your paddle's starting to grab. So if you're grabbing your brake and you're like, oh my God, what'd I do? There's no brake pressure. It's because those pistons are apart. You just have to keep squeezing your lever until you get it tight and it'll work for you, and then it'll stop. So that's basically how you do a brake job. The other way you can do this, which is a little, not really that much more work, but a little bit, I'll show you real quick. The first thing you want to do is break this bolt loose, okay? And I'll show you why, but you won't be strong enough to do it. So break that bolt loose. And just get it so everything's, still held in there, but it's there. The other thing you're going to want to do is remove your calipers. Now that's an 8mm Allen wrench. You're just going to remove those 2 bolts. You'll pull your caliper right off. Now you can see the reason why we loosened that bolt when it was still on the bike, you wouldn't be able to break it loose. It would be too hard to hold right now in your hands and try to break it loose. So that's why we do that. Same thing, you're just going to pull that bolt out. And this way you can see it a little bit better how it's going in. You can see on this clip, you got to have your bolt on that side of it. It's got to be on the outside of that clip right there to hold it. You don't want to get it so it's underneath, okay? So we pull that clip, and then also you can see a little better up here how it just kind of rests on there and rests on the bottom. That's all it does. Those are your pads. And in here, you can see, these are your pistons. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here. Those are the round circle things. Now these are already pushed all the way apart because, like I said, we just did it. But normally you'd see those 4 sticking out a little bit. They'd be stuck inside here a little bit. So that's where you put your screwdriver and you push them back. So that's basically how you do a brake job. It's not hard at all. You guys can save a lot of money by doing it yourself. So there you go. That's how you do it. Thanks for watching.